Welcome back to MMAOddsBreaker. Today we got Clay Harvison getting ready to fight Jordan Rinaldi. Come up here in Legacy 47. Of course, this fight card is the main event. Fight card can be seen on Access TV. October 16th. It's in Atlanta, Georgia, this one. Legacy seems to be moving around quite a bit. They usually used to do all of their fights only in Texas and in the surrounding Houston area. They moved up a little bit up to Dallas-Fort Worth area, and now they kind of seem to be everywhere. They're kind of getting along. Is that making it better or worse for Legacy to be traveling that much?
I think it's better exposure. Finding more talent or getting local talent in local areas. So, I think it's a great thing that they're doing.
Has it affected you at all, having them travel to different spots now?
No, not at all. They've come here. This is their second time in Atlanta, working with David Oblis. So, I'm one of the first ones he calls when they come in town because I got a large following. And I'd love to have him. It's great for what I'm trying to do. I'm on a 4-0 win streak, so I'm trying to get back in the UFC. And it's a great televised show. They got a good thing going.
How bad is the money in comparison to the UFC money? There's always a pay cut going from the major leagues to the minor leagues, and sometimes for some guys it's not that bad. They're like, I got cut from the UFC, and the new contract here is only a couple $1,000s different. But then other guys, it can be as much as a couple $100,000.
Right. Mine's it's not the best pay, but it's like I know where my goal is, light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
And I know what I'm trying to do. And I'm 35 years old. I'd like to finish my career in the UFC.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting forever. Come on. So I'm making that last run right now, and luckily for me, I have a lot of friends who have successful companies that they're going to sponsor me. That sponsor me for the fight, so I do better than my sponsor money for sure.
Okay.
I feel my sponsor money. And I have a decent name too, so I get more than other guys on the card, which is fine. But it's UFC. It's a major stepping. Their minimum contract's going to destroy whatever contract I'm fighting for here. But I understand, and TV's a big deal. Exposure's a big deal. So you gotta weigh those things out as a fighter. You gotta understand what you're doing. Like some of these guys on the lower part of the card should be jumping at the bit to get on the card for exposure.
Yeah,
it's a big deal. So.
Do you does part of your contract hinge on you selling tickets as well, or does that just come naturally?
Well, I'm good at selling tickets, and I always get a cut of it. And it's in the contract. I get my percentage of some of my VIP tables. I got people. I got a group of people that always come and spend money on tables and whatnot. And I get a good percentage of that. So I make money out there. It's just not hard for me. It's not a hassle. They're all my friends, and they all just come to me, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about Jordan. That's your opponent coming up here in a couple weeks. Have you watched much tape on him? Are you a guy that watches a lot of tape on your opponents?
Yeah, I've watched tape on him. You can tell he game plans because he's different kind of for every opponent. Nothing that strikes me as super dangerous in one area from what I've watched. He's a game opponent. He's a game fighter. I train with a bunch of killers, so I feel good about it.
Who you train with?
Jucal, Carnero, the Lima brothers, but Douglas is out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Usually the Asun Sals as well, but, they're a little injured up as well right now. But we got a lot of tough guys, people that go really hard, aggressive jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA, grappling styles,
So for the folks at home that haven't really seen Jordan fight before, what kind of style does Jordan usually bring to a fight?
I think he's kind of a well-rounded guy, and I think he game plans for people. I think he likes to hold people against the cage. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's what he's going to try to do to me a little bit. I feel like my footwork and lateral movement's going to be trouble for him. He's just he's a well-rounded guy. I just don't see him as like a killer in any department.
Yeah. How's your weight right now? About 2 weeks out, so you should be pretty close.
Perfect. Weight is good. Walking around like 171.
Okay. Week of, you're about 6 pounds over, 7 pounds over?
Yeah, week of, I'll be 10 over.
Okay.
I'll be 10 over. But I get to the day of the weigh-in, I'm just cutting 5 pounds, 4 pounds. I make it easy on myself.
Yeah.
Portion control, just experience, learning your body over the last 10 years and just being disciplined.
There's a whole new group of strength coaches and nutritionists that are now starting to pop up in the mixed martial arts world. They're like, I take these athletes, I get their body fat down, to 5 or 6%, and whatever they weigh at that point, whatever they're going to be at that point is where we kind of judge what weight they're going to go at. And these guys aren't cutting any weight. Like there's a couple of guys right now that are coming out that aren't cutting any weight, but they've dropped weight classes, so they've gotten better diets and better systems, but they're not cutting any weight at all. So like they're waking up and they're having a shake the morning of weigh-in, and they're having breakfast, and then they go step on the scale and they're a pound under, and it's like, and they're fine. So the recovery time for them is 0 because they weigh whatever 155, they weigh 170 day of.
Right.
If you had a strength coach that came in and said, look, I can make you go 155, the weight you're at now, or no, you'd have to move to 170, but you'll be able to eat the day of weigh-ins, you'll be able to function the day of weigh-ins to be the best, the fastest, the strongest you ever could be. Would you ever consider moving up to 170, but you would not have to cut any weight at all, and you'd be as strong and the best physical specimen you could be?
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, I kind of would like to watch the game change in the UFC, given the IV ban and all that stuff, because I like to see it evolve a little bit, because I got no problem cutting. I've learned my body. I've worked with George Lockhart, who's my boy. And I've gotten it down. I mean, I'm 35 now. I've kind of gotten it down to, I know my body.
Yeah.
I'm not like experimenting like I was 7 years ago.
Right.
I kind of learned myself. Definitely, I would do that. I would like to see a little bit more of a transition and guys backing off, because there's some big 170s.
Well, we saw Johnny Hendricks. We just saw Johnny Hendricks showed up, and all of a sudden the rumor is he was 196 when he showed up. Tried to cut weight that whole week to get down the weight, couldn't do it, got sick, and now the rumor is, like I said, you have to get pushed up to 185. He's just too big to make 170.
Right.
And now all of a sudden he's a guy that at 196 on Monday, trying to make 170 on Friday. Like, how much recovery has he had been? So now you look at a guy that's a former champ of the weight class that barely was at like 70%, 60% walking into that cage and still winning. So imagine him at 85, but he's going to be shorter. He's going to be smaller.
Right.
What's that going to happen? Let's not forget, though, the body type changes that have happened over the last 4 or 5 months, just with the ban of in the in-season competition testing. I've seen back-to-back photos. This is what he looked like a year ago making weight. This is what he looks like now making weight. You're like, oh, well, it's a totally different guy. It's a totally different body type.
100%.
Does that change your mindset and how weight cutting should go now in MMA? Or are you still kind of like, because I'm 35 and because I've been doing it for so long, I got to kind of stick to this plan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of stuck in what I am. I mean, I'm just a force at 155. I got like 74-inch reach, 6 foot. I mean, I'm not a small 55er, and I kind of, I like it. I like it. I made that transition a couple years ago, and it's just been it's been going well. So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Right now, I'm at the point I was like, I'll fight anybody. I don't give a shit. 170, 155, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm only going to live once. I'm about to be done with fighting in the next couple of years, probably. I mean, it's now or never. I want to test my skills with the best. I don't care who it is. I mean, the 170s I train with they walk around 200 pounds, but I mean, all this stuff could change the picture of the weight classes and where guys are going, for sure. But I mean, Jucal, he's a big 170. My buddy Mike Graves, who I was training with this morning, big 170. Doug Lima, big 170. His brother, big 170. I mean, those guys, it's different when you got that extra 25 pounds of solid muscle, like grappling athletic weight against you. And I'm walking, I walk around like when I'm not dieting strict and all that, like 180, 178.
Okay.
It's a big difference when you feel it on you. But, I mean, I would fight. Whoever.
Yeah.
At all. You got to test the waters. You only live once. Look back and be like, that was awesome,
Yeah, right. All right, Clay, thanks so much for coming out here, man. I appreciate it. Good luck against Jordan Rinaldi. For those at home, you can watch on Access TV October 16th, Friday night. Thanks so much, Clay. We'll talk again soon.
Right, man. Appreciate it.